Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the SAFF Podcast. We're going into Gameweek 13. I'm joined by Razeen, ever present on the SAFF team, but we're still waiting on Mohammed Waseem to join us, and hopefully he'll join us soon. Razeen, how are you keeping?
I kind of feel like I know what it would be like to play FPL if Liverpool were in the championship because I'm no longer considering any Liverpool players.
I find that hard to believe with fixtures coming up. That form does play a big role in that.
Looks like it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
been a
matter
bit
who we're
disappointing.
playing at the moment, does it?
Yeah, it's seeming all doom and gloom at the moment. I also would advise, stay away from Liverpool assets, but it's becoming, you're looking at the fixtures, you're looking at other teams playing. It's tempting to look at Liverpool assets. But let's talk about our teams, Razeen. We can start off with your team. How did Game Week 12 go?
Not good, bro. Not good at all. I did my transfers at 12:59 without realizing the time, and by the time I'd click save, it was already past deadline. So it didn't really affect me looking back, but I couldn't change my captain. So that's where I was actually most affected. I had João Pedro as my captain. So my game week, the first game of the game week was João Pedro, my captain, playing. So I decided to watch the whole Chelsea game. And it was a very, very torrid experience. So that actually set the tone. The Liverpool defeat just made things worse, and then the North London derby even worse. And then I had Cunha as my saving grace for Monday Night Football, and he got injured in the warm-up and couldn't play even a minute of that game. So, yeah, things just got really, really bad for me, and hope things can get sorted now this week. I would have maybe looked at Haaland, but all the captains really didn't do too well. So I was going to have a bad week anyway, I guess.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky week. I think for a lot of people, a lot of the captains blank, so the scores are low, as you said. Mohammed Waseem has joined us, so welcome, Mohammed Waseem. We're still recapping Game Week 12, talking about Razeem's deadline day
There was
drama.
no good captain last week. There was absolutely no good captain. But that deadline drama worked out so nicely with that Mateta 1 point on last on your bench. Was so it worked out nice for the long term. It was a great strategic move to put him as last sub.
Let's talk about Mateta. What is going on with Mateta? Because 59 minutes he came off in the Europa Conference. He did start, he came off as well. Minutes are not looking good. And he hasn't been really, apart from that hat-trick, he hasn't been really consistent, I'd say.
Look, I wouldn't have put him in this week if I didn't already put him in last week. So, but now we're stuck with him, I guess.
I think with lack of options, he probably stays, and he isn't a critical transfer at the moment. Because, I mean, who do you really transfer him out for? That's the problem.
I guess if you don't have Thiago would be the obvious one. And I mean,
Thiago's fixtures aren't looking great.
They're okay for now, I believe. The other one, he's got Burnley, but so he's got Burnley next. But then it's Arsenal, Spurs, but then Leeds and Wolves. So in the long term, it's better. Yeah, I guess if it's your third striker, that's okay. But if it's your second striker that you have to play, I can see. But I mean, if you're going triple up and you're going to go well back, it might not be a bad option to bench Thiago, but not have Mateta, so Haaland, Welbeck. Welbeck's also on form. I'm just going to talk about my team, and then we'll get into your team, and then we'll get into Game Week 13, where I guess most people want advice from, as opposed to hearing about how bad we're doing. But I wildcarded. I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a bittersweet thing because it always happens. If I did not wildcard, I would have scored more points. But I mean, that just happens. Because I had Dewsbury Hall and Joachim Andersen that both got quite high scores in the end. But I'm quite happy with the assets I brought in. Like Elliot Anderson, I mentioned last week that I think he's definitely a great price point. He's quite consistently playing. He's got a lot of routes to points, and he played really well against Liverpool. So I'm happy to have him in my team for the long term. But overall, it's just disappointing to wildcard, not into a lot of points. And I think
it was a bad
United
week,
game.
so you can't judge your wildcard yet. I think you judge it over 3 game weeks and see if it starts giving you.
But I mean,
lift, I guess.
The concerning part is I went heavy Liverpool, and I went a bit gutsy on United. So the heavy Liverpool is concerning because they're really bad form at the moment. And the United are just very inconsistent. It was such a joke of a game watching that Monday night game. It was
almost 80 minutes against 10 men, and they barely. But I mean, they did create chances. De Ligt had 2 really good chances. Fernandes was blazing over from inside of the box. They should have definitely scored more goals there.
Yeah, but I still feel like Everton were better, in every way. They won all the 50-50s.
They had good chances as well, even on the counter. They had some really, really good chances. They played very well.
So it had 0-0 written all over it, apart from a moment of magic. It was a great goal. Maybe a bit of passive defending. But overall, United didn't look like they just wanted it. Just had no fire, no energy.
The sad one was Thiago with his potential 13-pointer becoming a 4-pointer. That was really sad.
That was terrible. But just on the United, like being a Mbeumo owner has actually been really frustrating because he either goes all in or he gets 1 point, and he gets 1 point more often than not. How did your game?
It actually all worked out. Not the Eze kind of let it all work out, but
yeah, he's a great player.
It's been luck, but the Enzo one was luck. He's been having such bad weeks, and then he just pulled in with a great 11-pointer. My defenders, I was happy inside. The main reason is Defcon saved me this week. Mukiele,
sure.
I think Senesi got the assist. Van Dijk got Defcon as well.
2.
And the Thiago missed penalty. Mateta was really bad. Saka, surprisingly, I don't know what's up with that guy, man. They scored 4 goals and he did absolutely nothing in any of them. Besides, all he does is just run around. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He just goes and gets Defcon, that's it. Foden is still terrorizing my team at the moment, but I'm trying to just hold on, hoping he comes good at some point. I mean, that's the problem. So that needs to change soon. But the thing is, also the options are limited in that price bracket. Because, I mean, ideally I'd want to change him to Mbeumo, but, I mean, he isn't great either. So, I don't know. I'm currently just sitting and holding tight. I have my biggest conundrum this week is whether to triple captain Haaland.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that. And before we get, I just want to talk about Gameweek 13, 14, and then going into 15. Important point to remember is that Gameweek 14 comes midweek, so it's a Tuesday deadline. Fixtures are coming in fast. This period is one where you can really make your fantasy season, and you can really climb the ranks of your mini league and your overall rank. And there's a few points I want to talk about is player rotation. You mentioned Saka, and I'll start off with Saka. I mean, Madueke played midweek in the Champions League, scored a goal. Potentially seeing minutes lost there, do you think?
High chance Saka gets benched against Brentford at home, 100.
If he has less minutes, he's been getting Defcon right now. If he has less minutes, that's gone. Then he's a 2-pointer, 1-pointer player. It's a big deal for Saka.
His price
Mateta's a huge risk, I think. I think Mateta's a huge risk.
At that price. You're expecting goal and assist, 2 goals, at least game in, game out, something, So I think there's like Declan Rice is there if you just want Defcon and the odd assist or goal. You're going to have to really consider getting him out. Agreed. If that's all we're going to get from him going forward.
And Declan Rice is outscoring Saka like crazy, to be honest. He's getting those returns that you're expecting Saka to get.
But like you mentioned, the options at that high price, they aren't really any great options that are very appealing. Maybe Palmer comes good once he returns now, but it's just not looking very good. I think those low price, mid price ones, you rather go get an extra one in your midfield or an extra striker and then lose Saka and just do it that way for now.
I think so too.
But like you mentioned, Rice is a great option. He's probably going to play every game. And these are the type of players that we need to flag for this period.
Yeah, Rice is not a rotation risk.
Yeah. Who else is there that's quite highly owned that would be quite concerning? Because I think Mateta and Saka for sure. I think looking at the Arsenal fullbacks as well, there's concern. Because Lewis Skelly and Ben White can fill in.
Yes, I think so too. I think Calafiori, I think Saliba's nailed if you want to go Arsenal. Yeah. I think he plays all. Timber might get rotated, but I don't think Ben White's been seeing much minutes anyway, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
The centre backs Mosquera and Hincapié will rotate next to Saliba very likely, but I think Calafiori is probably not nailed either. I think Chelsea might have some rotation because they are playing Leeds away. I think Enzo, João Pedro probably don't necessarily see starts. I think even Neto might get a bit of a rest in one of the games. They aren't. I'm trying to think from United to West Ham. I think United will play full strength because they've got no Champions League or anything, no Europe, so they should be fine. City, maybe some of their mids. I mean, I know a lot of guys are looking at Doku at the moment. I think Doku is definitely a rotation risk for those that have him. I think Haaland plays every game, so I think you're fine there. That Nico O'Reilly's been quite popular as well. Yeah. I think he'll be quite risky.
And what's your guys' thought process going into like congested fixtures. Do you kind of want to go for safe players like Haaland, Van Dijk, Salah?
Yeah.
Or do you want to risk it and go for it?
I feel the nice thing now is that we have these chips that we're going to play twice. So you've got your free hit, for example, which is something I'm considering for this week. And I think it's important to go one or two differentials that might not play every week, but that you can predict, okay, maybe they were rested in midweek and they're going to play this week. So I feel like in my free hit, I'll definitely be looking at players like O'Reilly, for example, this week, because I'm sure he's nailed and he's going to play this weekend. But I think you have to have at least one or two in the team, especially when you're fighting to come back a little bit rank-wise.
Razeen, interesting about the free hit. Like, tell us your team.
My team is going to be, I think, 15 non-Liverpool players for starters. I think that's very important for me to just get Liverpool out of my FPL headspace for a bit, because I do feel like they might have affected my season. I'm using it as a bit of an excuse also, but I genuinely believe this could be one of the reasons for my horrendous season. But my FPL season could be largely based on that bias and that emotional connection.
Let's talk triple captain. Mohammed Waseem, how close are you?
I don't see many other better options and better times to use it, because I firstly don't know any other players that I'd use it on. Besides Haaland, and I think this is probably one of Haaland's best fixtures coming up. So I'm 75% likely to play the triple captain this week against Leeds at home. City's recent form has made me very nervous over the past 2 games, but I think Haaland can get back into it, and I don't see another better time to use it.
So I think it's the best time to use it. I think Leeds away from home are not great.
They're not good. Yeah.
They're missing Longstaff and Statch. They're both injured.
Okay,
so
nice.
Their midfield is really dampened. I think Haaland was rested as well. He did come off when they needed him a year ago, but he was rested largely for that Champions League game. So he's the best opportunity to play your triple captain if you have it in play. But but if you do have a triple captain and a free hit and you're considering both, I would actually just lean more towards a triple captain. Personally, I feel like it's the best week, I feel. Looking at anything else, match week 13. Sunderland back at home against Bournemouth. I'm quite interested to see this game. Sunderland are great at home.
Solid at home, yeah. I'm actually stuck in a benching headache there with my defenders between Senesi and Mukiele, because I think they might, like, it's Senesi hoping that Bournemouth win, but Mukiele just going off the back of how strong Sunderland are at home, and the clean sheets I think have primarily come at home, so that's why I'm a little bit stuck at the moment.
It is a tough one. I probably lean towards a home team in general.
That's where my head is as well.
Spurs against Fulham. That's the Saturday night game.
So the funniest thing about this game is that I just read just before this. Spurs home form 19th in the league. Fulham away form 19th in the league. So a stoppable force versus a very movable object.
Looking at Sunday, Palace against United, that'll be quite an interesting fixture.
I think so too. When Mateta goes off at 45 minutes this time, because Glasner hates us, and thinks Nketiah will come change the game.
I have no idea what to make of it, because United can be up and down as well.
Will you play Delift this week against Palace?
So at the moment I have him on the bench, but I am considering it. To be honest, I'm considering whether to play Mateta or not. Simple choices there.
All the clashes that we have within our teams,
and
then players playing against each other, that makes me consider the free hit so much, actually.
But Razeen, with that in mind, I think it's important to mention the Villa fixture, Villa versus Wolves. Villa, a team that you can really bring in players on your free hit. Rodgers has been
great
on form. He's been playing well.
Every single goal.
So I mean, if you free hitting, he'd be one of the first midfielders I bring in for sure.
Yeah.
In this week, particularly Villa against Wolves at home. West Ham, Liverpool. Would you consider bringing in any players from that game?
Yeah, I mean, Callum Wilson maybe. No, I don't know. I mean, one or two, I mean, you could. I mean, it's just not a good time, man. It's not. It's very difficult to say that we're bouncing back this week, because Everyone thought we were bouncing back last week. Then everyone thought at least we'll get a good, convincing win in midweek. But instead, there's talks of our manager. People want our manager to leave. Our own fans are talking about the manager having to go despite everything that happened, despite us winning the league last season. No one wants to give him time anymore. I'm really unhappy with the situation personally. I feel like he needs time, and I think we need time, and I think it's better to just steer clear for a little bit until things are sorted out.
Maybe once you see the defense keeping a couple of clean sheets, then it gives a little bit more confidence that there's more organization in the team. But I think as much as West Ham's not an easy fixture, in general, because I mean they're looking much more organized.
I agree with you, Razeen. I'm definitely not slot out. I do feel like he needs more time. But what do you think is the fixture, and who's here to blame? Like, what's going on with Liverpool and Slot?
Konate is to blame.
Now look, the new players haven't settled in. We spent a lot of money, and they just haven't yet found their feet. We have two of the most expensive players in the league, and they just simply haven't yet gelled with the new system. We've lost a lot of players from our team that won the league last season, and it's just going to take some time. And I think that if you let him go, you might get a short-term fix, but you'd rather leave him there, let him sort the problem out slowly and deal with things, because he's not a bad manager.
I agree with you. I trust him fully. I don't know, Mohammed Waseem,
oh, not a chance. He's a horrible manager. Got lucky last season, to be honest. I don't rate that guy.
I like Slot.
Seeing as all the new players came in, he looks like he don't need. It's like it's win on vibes, not on tactics. He doesn't know how to get it done, man. I think they should sack him. The only problem is who do you really bring in? I think that's the only difficult part. You can't go as a club the size of Liverpool. So many losses over a period of time. It's an unforgivable offense.
I don't think Liverpool would be the club to panic. I just don't see looking at how they've gone about. Yeah.
I guess you give him the season to try, but I mean, what if they end up bottom half of the table after Christmas? Then what do you do? After Christmas, bottom half, do you still trust him?
Yeah, I think you give him this. I don't think
you can. Liverpool need to be playing Europe, bro.
You
cannot give him the season.
I think he gets the season.
European night at Anfield, Champions League night at Anfield. It's a must-have. You don't get the flexibility to allow Liverpool to not be playing in the Champions League. I think if you get to the end of the year and they're still in the bottom half of the table, I think it's a serious cause for concern.
Do you guys think he's a bit flustered by the signings, like that he's feeling pressured to play them?
It's possible. Yeah, because I mean that price tag does weigh on him. I think the Wirtz one is very unfortunate because I think the player is also struggling with a little bit of pressure, but I also think the manager is feeling like he needs to try and play him, and he's trying to bench him, and then he's getting criticism for playing him and not playing him. It's a tough one because you've spent the big money. Now it's a matter of trying to get the team to work. But I don't know, man. It's difficult. I can't obviously imagine what it's like to spend that much money and then struggle. But I mean, they did start okay in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, a few last-minute goals, but as those last-minute goals started up, things started getting a little bit difficult. But for me, I think the main problem is just defensively they've looked bad. Like I think going forward and stuff, it hasn't been the worst, but defensively they've just been so bad. And I did think they struggled at left back last season. But Kirkesh looks like he's currently a downgrade on Robertson. Robertson makes one mistake a game. Kirkesh makes about 3. And I think it's just settling into the club. I think it's been difficult for some of the players, but I don't know, man. You'd expect, and I think where the pressure comes from the Liverpool fans is that you're a coach of Liverpool Football Club. You have to find a way to make it happen. I think that's where all the pressure is coming from. And I mean, no team likes to lose, right? And especially a club at the stature of Liverpool, to lose so many games in such a short period of time is always going to come with pressure, which is unfortunate.
One thing I don't understand is why Chiesa is not starting more games. Maybe it's also a fitness thing, but he's actually looked really good every time.
Yeah, he deserves to start. I'll be honest, like based on form, we are not winning games. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? continue in the same form, I think he's definitely worth a shot.
Maybe
He's got a
Slot
goal
just don't
scoring
like him
intent.
as a person. Maybe he just does this to Slot all the time and Slot don't like it and someone does that to him, so he doesn't want to play him. All I'm saying is give the man a chance. When he's come onto the pitch, he's made a difference. So give him a chance from the start. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. It's not like the other guys are doing any better.
Okay, guys, we can leave it at that for this week, and we'll catch up again next week. I don't know if we might have a midweek episode as well, but we'll keep in touch over WhatsApp. But all the best for this Gameweek 13.
Good luck,
all the
everyone.
best, guys.
It's going to be
See
a
you
rough
soon.
one.